value. So we want to calculate how old the current college is. So in the backend logic, you can get any number of college, correct? Any college you can call, and you want to execute some business logic. You want to perform some actions there. Then after you want to refer to something. Okay. Likewise, in the variable, so these all informations will go somewhere, correct? So that we have to store somewhere, and then you can directly, you say, calculate and utilize into the method, or you can create the variables. Okay, so variables like, so in the short format we'll see, used to store these all things. If somebody will ask you the definition, so what you will say? A container. Okay, this is like a container which will collect the data, and whenever we want we can utilize that one. So I was referring, now we will confuse that if we have these fields, can't we create that new field? Yes, we can create that field, and if these fields are not available and you want to use them into the apex part, the backend part, then you have to create the variable. Okay, so like your field having the different types of, you can say, data type of the field, variables having the same different type of data type. So their data type can be the text, it can be the number, decimal. Okay, so number is nothing, it will be the integer, or it can be the decimal, decimal value, 1.01, like that. And phone number, email ID, boolean, so these all things can be there as well. So boolean is nothing like true or false, whatever fields you are creating. Okay, so you are marking them as true or false, the check boxes. Okay, then you can have the date, or you can have the date time, same to the field you were creating. Okay, and this text is nothing, just the string, we are calling a string. So even if you remember in Salesforce only, so text is nothing, we are calling the string. Number is like integer, decimals, float, etc. Boolean is true and false, date time. Then the text, other one is the Salesforce, very specific to Salesforce, is the ID as well. This is similar to the string. Okay. All right, so type of the data type. Okay, yeah, so data type, there are multiple data type. Okay, and boolean is one of them. So whenever you're creating the field, so I'll come back here, and you can see here data type, text, lookup, and long text, rich text. If you want to create some check boxes, we'll take another object where we have created already. So we'll take the student. Okay, so we'll check the fields there. So you can see checkbox. Okay,
Yeah.
so this checkbox is called the boolean.
Got it. And what is string?
String is the text. So in the colleges you have seen the many type of text we have created. So that is the string. So type is the checkbox. Okay, then it will call the boolean. Okay, if it is number, it can be the integer or decimal. You might have heard about integer, decimal, and a string is nothing, just the text. Boolean is checkbox. And if you want to read more, so you can simply Google it out. Okay, so you can see the what is data type. So we'll go back here. Now question is how you are going to define the variables in your methods or the classes. Yeah, so actually we are going to learn about the context variable. Okay, so this context variable, they are very much implicit to trigger. So Salesforce has given that whenever you are writing trigger, these variables will be available. So they have defined some variables, so you can dynamically use that at the runtime. Okay, so before knowing what is context variable, we just want to learn what is variable. Okay, so variable is like a single, if you're using a JavaScript, some scripting language, there's just one type of variable, var. Okay, but if you're using some language, backend languages like a Java, Apex, Python, so you have a different data type. And data type, as you know, that is similar to the data type on the fields. Okay, so you have seen that whenever you are creating the field, you have multiple data type. You can see you have multiple data type, correct? Same way, if you are creating the variables, because it is storing the value, variable is also going to be store the value. So if this having the data type, it means in the number data type, you are not going to store the string, correct? Or you can say in the boolean value, you are not going to store the text. Okay, so these are some restrictions. So suppose, take the example. Uh, One example is like your office, and second example is home. So in home, you can cook, you can watch TV, whatever you want to do. If you want, you can work as you wish. But in office, you can't behave like that. Your behavior will change there. Correct? So you are the same person. Just think you are variable. But in the office, you vary as per office norms. In home, you vary as per your home norms. Okay. The same way, you will take the example that variable is the thing which will have some type, some character. Whenever this is number, it will define as a number, so it will store only the number, nothing else. Okay, so let's take example. So I'll take integer and I'll say that uh, my age. Okay, and I'll define some age. Then I'll take the string. I'll define my name. I'll say Saurabh. Okay, I'll take boolean and say is a student. I'll say false. Okay, now these all are the here. Oh, sorry. So here, my age, my name, is a student. All three are variables. Okay, they are containing data. My age containing 30. My name is containing Saurabh. Each student is containing true or false. If you will just mess up, like in my age, if you give the false, it will throw the error. Okay, if you will give the some value, uh, my name, so here you will give the false, it will fail. Okay, so I'll give you a trick. You can check this one once you are in the developer console. So what you can do, go to the debug, open anonymous execution window, and here just put this value. Okay, and do one thing, you have to get the value on the screen. So this is one way that in the Salesforce, use the system.debug, and we are going to use this multiple time. And here we will put the what value you are want to see, just so that it will specific to that, and you will put what value. Okay, Likewise you will do for all three. Okay, now here you will give some more value. Okay, now you have given here. All right, and what if you'll run this one, some log will appear and you can check the log. Very straightforward thing. You can do the same from your side as well. So you will see here it's showing the value, okay, that it is running fine. Now same debug and we'll open that enormous window. It open the older values. Now here what we will do, instead of my age I'll put the Saurabh. Let's see what's going to happen. I'll just put the single line comment so that I don't need other value, and I just want to check the my age, so I just comment the others single line comment. Okay, if you'll run it will throw you error. So it's saying illegal assignment from string to integer. Okay, so it means, take the example like a string is a different country, integer is a different country, and they have different passport. If you are going to give the job of government job, suppose that people is from Pakistan and you are giving job in into the Saudi Arabia, so that is not defined, correct? Because in the government job only people who is resident of there they can get the job. If we are from India we can apply for the government job, of course that is not valid, because Saudi Arabia has their own people and they will give the government job to them. Likewise, Saudi Arabia people cannot apply for government job in India. So likewise, you can see that they have different type, okay, and they have different values. So they will only store those value, their type of the values. Else it will show illegal assignment. Okay. Now clear about the variables that you are just storing the value. You can see just storing the value. For more getting the idea, once you must first learn about how to use it, okay, and then you can read the documents on the Java best practices or the basics of Java. So there you will learn about the data structure, variables, no, naming conventions, etc. Same thing will apply on the Salesforce as well. But first learn how to use it, where to use it, okay. At least basic you can learn, then at least you will be confident that okay, whatever you're learning you can talk later. Now we have seen the variables and it's saying that to store the values, okay. Then we have seen types of the variables, so there are multiple types and we are calling the data type, okay. So it can be the number, where is our code, it can be the text, it can be the boolean, the checkbox, okay, date time, and id is very specific to the Salesforce. This is not available in any other language, specific to Salesforce. So this id is only available in the Salesforce. And good part, this is similar to the string. So whatever values you have a string, you can also make them if you have something id, and you will get to know what is the id, will show you. So if we are talking about that, so let's talk about the id. So we will go to the fields and reports, and here you can see these are the fields available in the Salesforce. But there are some fields, as I told you, they are hidden on the UI part, but they are available only you are using some query or using some Apex part. ID is the similar thing. You can see there is no ID available here. Okay, only the name field is there. But if you're going to the records like the colleges, so you can see college is there. Then after there is one ID. Okay, some string. You can say the unique string is there, and this is called the ID. Okay, So as you know, Salesforce is browser based application, so you can just create a login and you can start using from the browser. So now there should be some unique value so that they can just refer that value only, else what will happen, you are calling for lovely professional university and you are getting the IIT Mumbai, so that will be a huge mess. So to identify them there should be some unique value, and as we know that unique value most of the cases there you can create the some unique value, you can give some name in databases. In Salesforce is doing the same thing but they are getting the ID. Okay, they have other options, those are the custom options, like you can create some unique field, you can create some external field, but this ID is auto generated each and every time you are getting one data into the Salesforce. All right, clear about the ID and where you will get the ID, you know it. So any data, just go to that one list of data and just click one record, you will get that ID. Okay, even the standard object as well, like I'll take the example of accounts just so you are, and take any account and this is the ID. So if you just copy this one and you just note the ID, just remove other things and in the URL just put the ID, you will reach to the same page again. So suppose we have the one marks it, I'll take the physics one, okay, and I'll take this ID and we'll go again back to our some other data. If you want to reach to that data, simply put the ID in the URL, you will reach there. So this is very straightforward, that this is a unique thing, that's why it is able to recognize. Okay, don't ask how it is recognizing, that is again full engineering stuffs and I'm not going to talk because that will take one more class, full class, to understand how these things are unique. Okay, clear on this one? You can unmute and you can speak because I have hidden the chat. So now moving back to the variables. Now just remember for time being that there are a few concepts which you have to remember every time, and this is like you are back into the your school and you have to just mug up few of the concept. Okay, before you are going to write down the full book you have to remember some grammar. So like this, these things are the grammar into the Apex part. So if you want to write down the full Apex classes full code, you have to remember some of the grammar, and these are the grammar. Okay, so one thing, variable, we know that variable is like a container and they have the specific type as well, they are not dynamic. Okay, so they can store the value. So might be your question appear, can we have some dynamic variable? Answer is yes, we can make some dynamic variable. And how to make? In the Apex you can search as a task and will you can show me writing into some developer console. Okay, so that is like a task, you have to create some dynamic variable. Okay, in JavaScript we all know there is only one variable and whatever it will contain it will be become like that. So that's a JavaScript feature, but in Apex we have to specifically notify them what is the type of that variable. Fine, here we have seen if we are going to give different value on the specific variable, the interpreter is failing. Before executing event it's showing me the error that illegal assignment, so interpretation is failing, so it is not send the code into the backend. Okay, fine. So we are talking about the variables. Now we know what is variable. Same thing, I was talking that context variable. The context variable that is implicit to trigger, and there are multiple types of context variable. Our use will be trigger dot new, trigger dot old, then trigger dot map, trigger dot new, trigger dot old, trigger dot map. Then in the map there are option like new map, trigger dot old map. Okay, so these options are available. So mostly we are going to use this one. Apart from that, there will be like trigger dot is after, is before, and we'll see how we are going to use. So we are talking whatever context variable we are going to use is after, is before, then we have is update, is insert, is delete, is undelete. Okay, apart from that there are multiple more variables are available. So if we'll search about the uh, context variable in trigger, so we'll get some more variables, context variables in Salesforce trigger context variables. So in this document there are multiple more variables are available. Okay, so you can just read about that, what is the meaning of them, how to use. Okay, and this is about what is the trigger. You can read all the stuffs here. So these are called the context variables, and this is very implicit to the trigger only. Okay, and this is giving us informations like trigger dot new. So it's saying us there are some new data which we can get. Okay, what will be the type, we'll see. Same with the trigger dot old, there will be some old data. Okay, then they have new map, old map. Okay, map is again a different concept. Then we have the is after. So this three is having some hidden concept as well regarding the container only. So there are different types, we'll talk about that. But these are is after, is before, is update, insert, delete, undelete. So these having some various specification only for trigger. Okay, so this, there is no any hidden agenda, it is just saying is after. It means something is happening after trigger, this will be true. If something is happening before trigger, means on the record before trigger is firing, so it's say is before is true. Like the if record is updating, you can use the yeah update is updating, then it will be true. If you are inserting or getting new record, it is insert will be true. Deleting, then delete will be true, and this one true once you are undeleting the record from your recycle bin. Okay, so this is very specific with the trigger only, and this having some concept, so we'll talk about that. I'll stop for a moment here